Hey guys, Varun here once again from Language Academy, and I have got Vishal with me, who is a Punjabi Nati expert. And this video is especially for people out there who are preparing for their Nati exam. We have recently seen that a lot of people are going for their Nati exam, but at the same time they're not really sure that what are the mistakes, how their exam is actually marked, and on what parameters they'll get points for it. So this video we will be discussing that what are the common mistakes which you should avoid in your exam to get full points out of full, and then what are the tools you can use in your NATI exam to rectify those. So I'll be basically discussing the three type of mistakes which are very common among a lot of students, and Vishal will then tell you the tools which you need to use to rectify those mistakes. So let's have a look at three of the very common mistakes. Three very common mistakes are addition, then you have got your omissions, and then your distortions, which is also called your major mistake or change of meaning. First of all, remember this thing, NATI CCL is just your interpretation exam. A lot of time we see that students, they try to convert the literal meaning or literal word by word. That is not what you have to do. The main purpose or the main idea of this exam and how you have to pass it is that you have to convey the meaning. You have to facilitate the conversation between an English speaker and the English speaker and the speaker of the other language. Yes. Right? So it's not that yes, you have to convert word by word or translate word by word, but yes, you have to convey the meaning. The number of ways of conveying the meaning, you can do it in any simple words, simple language, but yes, your meaning should be 110% fine. There shouldn't be any change in the meaning, right? A very easy example, for example, if you are taking or going for Hindi exam, let's say an English speaker is saying, come in and please have a seat, right?
Yes.
You can just say अंदर आइए और बैठ जाइए, or you can say अंदर आइए और स्थान ग्रहण कीजिए. स्थान ग्रहण कीजिए is too literal, but yes, you will get same points for आइए बैठिए and स्थान ग्रहण कीजिए. One and the same thing. If you will go too literal into the words, too deep into the words, there are chances that you won't be able to interpret 110% efficiently. So my advice would be keep it simple, but yes, focus that you do not make any of these mistakes which we are going to discuss now, and convey the meaning properly. Right, so let's have a look at the different type of mistakes. The very first mistake is addition. Addition is when more than the given message is conveyed to the other speaker. For example, a very easy example of addition, there can be different type of additions. One addition is very minor addition which does not really impact the whole message. Other addition for which you lose a lot of points. A major addition which will impact the overall scenario and you can lose a lot of points for that. For example, let's say an English speaker is saying, hi, how are you, right? And then if you interpret into Hindi, you are saying, namaste, aap kaise hain, andar aaiye aur baith jaiye. He didn't said you to come in and have a seat, but you added this thing by yourself that please come in and have a seat, or andar aaiye aur baith jaiye, right?
That's an addition.
That's an addition, and you will lose points for that. Even though it won't impact the whole scenario a lot, but anyway, this is an addition. You will lose points for that. NATI doesn't really states that yes, you lose 1 point per addition or 2 points per addition, but your marks or your points will be deducted on the basis of how major or how overall scenario will be impacted due to that mistake.
The message.
Right? Yes, that's how is the overall message impacted because of that mistake. So addition, when more than the given message is conveyed to the another speaker or speaker of the other language. So at any cost, try to stay within the limits or stay within what the other person is saying, and just try to convey the meaning. Do not add anything by yourself, right? And then the next type of mistake is your omission. When I'm saying, let's say if I am the English speaker and he is the Hindi speaker, I'm saying, hi, how are you, please have a seat. And the interpreter is saying, namaste, aap kaise hain, right? He is not telling you, please come in and have a seat, right?
Yes.
Even though that won't impact the overall scenario or conversation or meaning a lot, but yes, that is an omission. You will lose points for that. Similarly, if you omit any significant part of information which will impact the overall scenario or overall message, you lose a lot of points for that. So be very mindful and careful of all the additions and omissions. Otherwise, it might become very difficult to pass the exam, because if you have too many additions or omissions, the overall message can be changed or distorted, and that can change the overall scenario, overall
Yes.
meaning of the passage or the
Yes.
dialogue,
Yes.
and that can create problems for you to pass the exam.
Okay.
And the final mistake, distortion, which I consider as a very major mistake, change of meaning. Let's say I'm the English speaker again, he's the Hindi speaker. I'm trying to say something else, you are telling him something else, right? The overall scenario, overall message is changed over here. I'm trying to say, for example, I'm giving my phone number to him, right?
Yes.
I'm saying 0456789, right?
Correct.
But the interpreter is giving you the wrong phone number.
Oh.
And in future, if you want to, contact me, you won't be able to contact me because he has given you the wrong phone number.
Wrong contact
And that is a very major mistake. You can lose up to 5-6 points for that single mistake. and if you have any change of meaning, any major mistake, it will be very hard to pass the exam then. So be very careful, especially focus on change of meaning. If you are not really sure about any segment or any scenario, please try to understand it. Take the tools which he will be discussing so that you do not have any of the mistakes, additions, omissions and change of meaning. Otherwise, you can lose a lot of points and it will make it will make it very difficult for you to pass the exam. So be very careful about additions, omissions and very careful about change of meaning. This is all about you have to convey the meaning. It's not about you have to interpret or translate word to word, but your focus should be on understanding the scenario, understanding what one speaker is saying, and then just conveying the meaning in your other language, right? And then now Vishal, please explain to the viewers that how they should avoid these mistakes and how they should nail their NAATI exam, as a lot of your students are nailing it. Right?
Thank you, Warren. Thank you for all the inside information. 3 major mistakes. We have to rectify them. We have to avoid them. First of all, we have 2 options over here which we can use, all right, to rectify them, to reduce them. First of all is correction, and secondly, we'll talk about the repeat tool. Correction tool, guys, very significant tool, all right. Let's say you made an addition, omission, or distortion, all right. As an interpreter, as a student, if you're giving an exam, you have to always keep this thing in mind that whenever you're making a mistake at that particular point of time, you have to use correction. Let's say if we made an addition, let's say we are saying, please come in and have a seat, where the Punjabi speaker and the Hindi speaker didn't say that, all right? So what we have to do is we have to use correction and say the right thing, all right? We have to use a correction in that particular point of time so we can eliminate that mistake and say the right thing after that. Similarly, in omission as well, if we miss out some of the information, if we omit some of the information, we will be using a correction at that particular point of time. Because correction is very essential. It brings the professionalism in your speaking, and the examiner knows that yes, you made a mistake, that's all right, but you also realized it and then fixed it, yes, and corrected it at the same point. Very essential when it comes to distortion as well. As Warren explained, it is the most significant mistake when students make it. It is a mistake which helps you to, reduce your marks and everything. So we have to minimize these mistakes with the help of correction. Then second tool, which is repeat. Repeat is the second tool, guys, which is actually provided by NAATI body. You get a repeat per dialogue, 1 repeat per dialogue without any penalties. So what happens is sometimes the segments are too lengthy. Sometimes it could be very hard for students to do note making, all right? They don't have enough information to interpret. So what you can do is you can ask your examiners to repeat one particular segment, all right, without any penalty in per dialogue. Let's say now one of the key or technical point were discussed in one of the message, all right, and students were not able to write the notes.
Yeah, for example, let's say if the English speaker is saying a phone number, right, and he was very fast in saying that phone number, and you were not really able to write it down, just say please repeat the segment, and the examiner over there will repeat the same segment, and you can make the notes again.
Exactly.
Why repeat is important? Because if you convey the wrong message, you lose a lot of points.
Correct.
Yes, if you take more than 1 repeat, you will lose points for that, but yes, it's obviously better than saying the wrong message, giving the wrong message, because if you're saving your points not taking repeats and then you're giving the wrong message,
correct,
you are going to lose a lot of points. You fail as an interpreter over there.
Yes.
And then if you give the wrong message, it is going to be very hard to pass the exam. So what I have realized from you is that when you make a mistake and you're conscious about it, you know the right thing, just use the correction tool.
Yes.
But yes, if you think that you have missed out the information,
correct,
or it is going to take you some time to interpret it, just use the repeat option. Yes. So that you can get the whole idea and then convey it in proper way, because meaning is the most important thing over here.
Yes.
Because if you are an interpreter, if you are doing a job as an interpreter, you have to focus that yes, you are giving or getting the flow between two parties, correct, getting the conversation between two parties, correct, and if you are not able to convey the right meaning, it is going to be very hard to pass the exam, guys.
Yes, definitely, Warren. I totally agree with you. Correction, repeat, you have to use these tools, because these tools are the main points which can help to rectify the mistakes and reduce the mistakes. And always ensure one thing, guys, that when you're converting or interpreting one message to another message, it should be conveyed in a simple language, in a simple way, so other user is also able to understand that.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right, guys. So I hope you guys got a bit of information that how you have to avoid your mistakes, how you have to maximize your points like a lot of our students do, and you will crack your NAATI exam as well. Guys, if you have any doubts or if you're preparing for your NAATI exam, do contact us. If you are based in Sydney, we have got a number of batches and classes running. If you have got an exam anytime or any day of or any month of the year, you can contact us anytime. We'll be more than happy to help you out. If you're not in Sydney, we also provide online training. Just contact us on the numbers given below and we will get back to you soon. And any final piece of advice for people who are going for the exam very soon, Vishal?
Yes, definitely, Varun. We know in NAATI CCL we have to have the vocab with us, all right? Vocab is must. But along with the vocab, one should know how to imply them, all right? How to use them, all right? So one should also know how to sentence the structures, how to formulate their sentences. So along with the vocab, guys, please practice how to use them, because unless and until you don't know how to apply your vocab, it will be of no use. So that's very important tip, I guess, which will be used by a lot of students who are applying for their NAATI CCL.
So it's not only about the vocab, you need to know how you have to use the vocab, because if you just know the meaning and you don't really know how to structure the sentence, it's not gonna be worth it. So guys, it's very important to practice on the right material and get the proper feedback, which we do over here in our classes, which help a lot of students to pass the exam, and I hope all of you will crack it as well very soon. And that's it guys from this video. We'll see you very soon in another video. Thanks guys.